Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sandhills. It's time once again for Mornings with the LeaderMan. I am Steve Leader Adams.
And I'm the LeaderMan's rain-soaked sidekick, Matt Horsley. The text line.
Rain-soaked. Give me a break.
Rain-soaked. The text. Last night I was. The text line number is 910-690-0116. 910-690-0116. If you got thoughts about the show or ideas, or Steve asked me a question I don't know and you want to quickly text me the answer, that's the number.
Don't forget, of course, we are being seen around the world on the live video stream once again, now that our computer is back. And you can get to that simply by going to our website at talk973.com. Top middle of the page is the link. While you're there, if you just need audio, you can get that in the upper right-hand corner of any of our web pages at talk973.com. The icon that says Listen Live, just tap that once and you're listening. On your mobile device, for watching, use YouTube. Put Mornings with the LeaderMan in there, LeaderMan all one word, and you'll find your way to the video. If you're just looking audio, tune in iTunes, many other platforms. Put WEEB into search, and we'll pop up at the top. Weather for us today here in the Sandhills area. Well, mostly cloudy today with showers, 80% chance. But this is not going to be a washout day, but it will have its moments like it did last night, where it rained really well and then it quit. And we'll have some of that today. So look for cloudy showers, 82 tonight, more of the same, a little 71. Tomorrow, exactly the same. Tomorrow night, exactly the same. Then Saturday, exactly the same. Sunday, we might throw a thunderstorm in there Sunday. But highs all week right there in the 80 to 81, too, right, is where it's going to be. And you know where the dew points are going to be? 70, 71. Right there around that. So we'll just have to grin and bear it. Might see some sun starting next Tuesday, but that'll be with some pretty unstable air. That means high humidity, and you know what's coming. June, July, and August. September's not any better. October's not any better. Awful. Right now around the Sandhills, winds are south at 7, visibility 10 statute miles. Pressure is 29.97, dew point 69, humidity 100%. It's sunny, 69 degrees here at Talk 97.3 FM and 990 AM WEEB. Couple of notes. Aberdeen Spring Spree still going to be taking place this Saturday. If it was like yesterday, you won't even know it's raining.
Is the Aberdeen Spring Spree free?
Yes.
It's hard to say.
It is. But it's in downtown Aberdeen. It's free except for those that are in it. Anyway, we're in it. The Adams Sheriff campaign, so we invite you to come by and pick up our latest brochure and then make an informed choice in November. And many other merchants. Most of it's for crafts, arts and crafts that people will be displaying and selling. So it's a craft fair, and it's right there in downtown Aberdeen.
There'll be craft everywhere.
Not the drinking kind, but it will be there.
It's harder to say Aberdeen.
Right now, it's still scheduled rain or shine, so there's no makeup date. So I guess we go set up, and if it rains, we huddle under our tents until it quits raining.
It's harder to say Aberdeen Spring Spree free than it is to say Spring Spree free.
Well, we're going to get into pronunciations here in a moment. All right, 69 degrees here in the Sandhills. Let's move on to, one thing I've been wanting to tell you about. And I've been going to Right Chiropractic for a while. And I've started this. I've had arthritis in my shoulders, particularly my right shoulder's been hurting for years and years. I mean, it's not without, I can use it. Always have been able to, but it had limited mobility because you get to a point it just was excruciating to move beyond the point. And then I heard about Right Chiropractic, and they have this thing called pressure wave therapy. Now, what is that? That's there are only like 6 of these machines in all of North Carolina, but you're down. If you're down with a joint, whether it be knee, shoulder, elbow, hand, any part of your body that is you're down to living with it or surgery, that point, then this is something you ought to look at. It's not for your stubbed toes and things like that. It's for real serious joint pain. And what it does, it looks kind of like I guess sort of like a gas pump handle in a way. Not quite as big as that, but that she holds, and she puts it on the joint, and they have to put the echo gel on your shoulder for the sound to go through, and it shoots a sound pressure wave into your arm. Very unique feeling. It's hard to describe. It's kind of like little lightning bolts going in there, but it's not electrical. I hate to say that because then people think, oh, it's like therapy where they put the pad on you and shoot electricity. No, it's nothing like that.
Pulsing.
It's pulsing, 2,000 times a minute. And it sounds kind of like a jackhammer, like kind of like that.
It's almost as fast as I can dribble a basketball.
But you can feel that wave going down into the joint. That's the key. And she controls the intensity level, monitoring what you're doing at all times, and she'll say, don't let me go past the 7. And if you feel like it's getting there, and there'll be moments where you say, well, ooh, that's really getting there. But I've never had to jump up off the table because it hurt. I'm Superman when it comes to pain.
Girly man. You're spelling girly wrong.
They make me come off the tables when the dentist hits the nerve. That will come up for. But anyway, this isn't that like that. And I've been doing it 5 treatments. And before I could lift my arm above my, straight up and down. I could go about to the 11 o'clock position with my arm if I pulled them up straight. But now I do a full circle. If you're watching on TV, I'm sitting here doing it. I can do a full circle with the arm. So.
No, that's great.
Yeah, and better mobility, less pain means less pain medicines if you're taking them. But the big thing is it keeps you off the surgeon's table where things can go real wrong.
Was it just movement, or would it hurt when you would lie on it at night?
Oh, it would snap me awake with pain at night.
Yeah.
Now it doesn't. I don't have it anymore.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, and it's improved my sleep big time. But whatever it is, if you got in the knee, you got it in your wrist, wherever you're, one of my friends is getting this done in his fingers because he had surgery on his hand, and that actually his hand just swelled up with infection. And they had to drain all that. Now he's down to either surgery or this, and he's trying this. And I talked to him yesterday, and he said, yeah, I'm seeing real big relief with this thing. And what it does, what arthritis is the lack of blood flow to a joint. That's why it's painful in a lot of cases. That's part of the reason. And I'm not a doctor, so don't take me at that way. But read a lot about it. When you got the pain, you'll read a lot about it. And what this does is encourages the body to restore blood flow to the area by softening the fibers and around the joint. That will then call the body to bring blood to the inflammation that's going on there. So if you want to check it out, it's a pressure wave therapy, and you can call Dr. Wright and get a free consultation about this thing and see if it's right for you. But like I said, if you're down to surgery or not, this is the way to go. And I've seen a lot of people get their shoulders cleaned out, and a lot of people like it. Some people say it didn't last long. I don't know. I haven't had the soldier clean out, and I don't feel like I'll need it, at least not for now. So if a few bucks can put off the thousands and the bucks that surgery is going to cost, you have all the incidental costs that go with it. You got to have slings. You got to have and the misery that goes with surgery operation. This, you get up and you go home. There's no after effect, I should say. It only gets better. It doesn't get worse as you go home.
There seems to be, and I want to qualify that statement, there seems to be a lot of evidence that the various treatment methods work for some people and not for others, including surgery. Surgery is absolutely not a guaranteed fix.
Yeah, but when you're in enough pain, that's when you start considering it. And maybe you ought to consider this. It's Right Chiropractic. They're right there in Seven Lakes, right there on 211, right there at the main intersection. And the number again is 910-673-2225. And if you go to Right Chiropractic, rightchiroclinic.com is the way she's got her.
Right with a W.
Yeah. So she has a website, Right Chiro. If you just look up Right Chiropractic 7 Lakes on Google, that's the one you want. And she has an interview that I did with her on there, and you can listen to it and hear from her and me how it worked. But like I said, I can swing 360s with my arms, which before I couldn't get them past 11 o'clock. So, and I did the physical therapy and all that. This was the course of last resort before an operation, because I was seriously getting there. Because it gets to the point you just can't use your arm hardly.
There's another new kind of treatment I want to try out on you, where you poke somebody with a sharp stick, and it seems to relieve a lot of pain and help them sleep.
I'm going to use this pressure wave on your brain and see if I can clear out the cobwebs.
Wait, why am I laughing?
All right, get on to sound bites this morning.
You ever had grilled salmon?
Yes.
I went to some friend's house last night and had grilled salmon, and man, oh man, was that some good salmon.
Well, I have no way to prove it unless you brought some.
I didn't bring you any, but thanks to Ann and Chuck for entertaining us, and that was some good salmon.
There's another Laurel Yanni debate going around. Apparently the word is delicious, and it sounds like the word battalion to some people.
By the way, Chris Plant played part of that thing yesterday, and there it did sound like Yanni or whatever, but it didn't hear.
Well, this one is either delicious or battalion. So see which one you hear of this.
Delicious.
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 All right. Well, let's pitch it down 20% and see what you hear.
Delicious.
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 All right. Now we're going to go down to 40%.
Battalion.
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 Yeah. See how it changes?
Yeah. Now, see, that makes me want to go home and try it out on my own computer.
Now we're going to pitch it up 200% and tell me what you hear.
Wow. We just got everyone out there to fall for that.
See, that's kind of what I've been wondering about both of these things.
The word battalion is from vocabulary.com. You can also prank people. Yeah, okay. This is just part of the game. All right.
And the thing yesterday was prank too, I take it.
So
that's how I took it yesterday.
Whether it's battalion.
Wow. We just got everyone out.
Wrong one. Whether it's battalion.
Battalion.
Or delicious.
Delicious.
There you go.
Yeah.
That was all fake there.
Yeah. Well, what about yesterday? That was
yesterday
all fake
was
too.
real.
All right. Well, I'm going to have to do the word at home and try it on my own system and see.
I think it has a lot to do with your hearing range and which end of the range you're more strong to hear.
Or how gullible you are?
No, because I've heard with the one I did yesterday, I played with that for a while. And sometimes if I was concentrating on Yanni, I'd hear Yanni. If I was concentrating on, what was the other word? You do good when I need you. Laurel. Then I hear Laurel. So, anyway, that was we got Matt. That's all that mattered.
You heard that musical group, Laurel? They're boring. They make me yanny.
A reporter in England was doing a live report outside a house where some people had been busted for growing marijuana. And suddenly a kid came up from around the corner with the big potted plant, took off running. It was probably a prank because he doesn't look like it doesn't look like a marijuana plant in the video, but it went viral anyway to the point where the reporter got interviewed. The reporter got interviewed about it, and a later report.
We spoke with the neighbours in the house adjacent to the cottage, spoke with the father there and their children, saw all their children, and that was not one of them. Just the perfect case of timing. And as I looked around, the kid legged it around the corner of those public footpath. We went round to see if he was there having a little giggle to himself or if he'd left a disposed plant. Absolutely nothing, no sign of it. So we'd really like to find where the teen was, just to kind of get the story to go full circle.
Now, the real story was Prince Harry wants to feel a little buzzed when he walks down that aisle and does something he'll later regret.
Oh my God, I can't wait for the wedding!
He's saying, I'm in too deep now.
I tell you what, I'm going to be up very early Monday morning to watch that wedding.
It's Saturday morning.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to be up for that.
There's this.
I just have to be at work Monday morning.
One nut job. If I got a thing on here, I don't think so. If we run across it, I'll play the audio. But there's one lady who, I know where it is. We'll save it. All right. Let's see. Did that. There's also a video online of two toddlers who keep kissing each other and giggling over it.
That's old.
Not this one. At least it puts you in a good mood. It's funnier to watch, but
Yeah, it's always fun to hear babies laugh anyway.
A woman who works, that's the one thing you like. Babies are like beagles in a way. They stay cute, so when they take you off, you just forgive them.
My daughter loves the babies.
A daughter who works at a diner in Oklahoma got two $1,000 tips on Mother's Day from a truck driver who was just passing through. And who said trucking doesn't pay? Her name is Brenda Pearson, and his name is David Platt. He said he did it because people are more important than money.
It actually got made wrong first, and I said, well, we compensated, we fixed it, got it all ready. Other customers were coming up to pay out too, and he said, well, $1,000. And I said, what? Are you serious? He said, yes. I didn't believe it. I couldn't hardly breathe.
We talked about the Lord and about her life and her children, and I got the impression she was having kind of a hard time of it, and so I just thought I'd help her out a little bit. 2
children at home. I've been a stay-at-home mom for a couple years. It'll help us get caught up on the move, and it was just godsend.
Money is just paper, numbers on a screen. Self-gratification only goes so far, but when you're helping another person, you're adding something to the world, it's an investment in people. People are what's important.
All right.
Now, see, that's a beautiful story, Steve.
Let's see. We did that.
And you know what? You can do little things. If you just let somebody in, don't speed up on the traffic circle to make sure nobody else can sneak in or whatever. Just do little things, help people out.
Okay. Okay. NBA on TNT played a great prank on Charles Barkley last night. They played the Laurel Yanni clip so all the guys could say what they heard, but in Barkley's earpiece, they played the word donut. And here's how it went over the air.
Please play it.
Laurel.
Shaq, what did you hear?
I heard them both combined, but I'm going to just go with Yanni.
You heard I heard Laurel.
I heard Laurel.
What did you hear,
I heard
Chuck?
Laurel.
I thought I heard Donut. I'm telling you the truth. No, I swear to you, I thought I heard Donut. You're the first one. You got two chances. You're the first one. Laurel, and you got Donut. I thought I heard Donut.
Seriously.
I'm not joking. Let me listen one more time. Here it is. Here we go.
Donut. Krispy Kreme. Donut.
Okay, now that time I heard Laurel. You heard Laurel and Donut. So what's the correct answer? The first time around, we were just throwing Donut into your ear. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Hillary Duff went off on social media about a neighbor of hers who smokes all the time and stinks up her place. Well, gee, it seems like the last Hillary Duff I saw, a movie or whatever it was, she was doing a lot of smoking in it. Maybe he picked up the bad habit watching her. Here's the story.
Calling all New Yorkers with ass neighbors. Really open to any advice you have. My neighbor smokes cigarettes and weed all night long. My apartment reeks. Seriously, what do I do? We know your parents pay your rent. We know you've never worked a day in your life. Must be nice. Have some respect for your neighbors who work hard to live in that building. Don't be a dude. And put your trash down the chute.
All right, from the Late Night Boys last night.
Oh, yes. What'd they say?
Let's start with the Queen Snoot. That's Jimmy Kimmel. Looking down his nose at the world and, I'm great and you're not. He talked about this Laurel Yanni controversy. And maybe he's starting to learn. Maybe he's starting to... Nah, he's not smart enough to learn.
Yanni.
Okay, so how many of you heard Laurel? And how many heard Yanni? Okay, so somehow this has forever divided our world. But whether you hear Laurel or Yanni, there's one thing I think we can all agree on. Nothing has ever mattered less than this. Right at the bottom of the
thing. Let's see, where'd he go? Jimmy Fallon says that Kim Jong-un is threatening to back out of the peace talks because, well, we'll let Jimmy speak for himself.
This is big. There's talk that Kim Jong-un might back out of his meeting with President Trump. And that's why Kim said, because Trump hears Yanni and I hear Laurel.
Okay.
Now, see, that's after the tradition of Johnny Carson right there.
Yeah. And Jay Leno. They come out and they would do jokes about a lot of different subjects. It wasn't all political and all hate jokes. Now, you got Kimmel and Coubin. And, of course, what's his name? The guy with no gonads. Seth Meyers, whose gonads haven't dropped yet.
You know what I've always wondered? Why does Colbert pronounce it Colbert?
Because it wasn't snooty enough the way it was born. It's Colbert.
Man, you were easy on that one.
Yes, we educate that every day. He is the King Snoot. I am so much smarter and wiser than you. That's Colbert. And then you have the Queen Snoot, which is Kimmel. Who wants to cry because we won't let illegals in? We'll let legals in, but we won't let illegals. That's not fair.
Did you see, by the way, that Hamas was taking credit for all 50 of those killed, saying they were all Hamas fighters?
Yeah.
Now, whether that's true or not, you know a lot of them were.
All right. Let's talk about things we need to know so we do not sound stupid today. An Australian woman who stole Australian woman who stole the kiss from Prince Harry back in 2015 and has proposed to him 3 times is flying all the way to London for the royal wedding this weekend and will stand outside the ceremony in full bridal gown. Matt. This is stuff that's in your caliber. I hate to say that. Way up there. Now, this woman's going to stand outside, and she's going to, in her heart, think that Prince Harry could possibly at any moment come to his senses and run to her arms, whisk her up, and take her back to the palace. That would be her dream. Why else would you do this this ridiculous?
That is not my style, Steve. I'm not going to be wearing a dress when I'm standing on the side there calling his name.
A new study claims that 25% of Americans rarely venture outside and spend most of their existence indoors.
Duh.
You're missing a lot of life. You know, if you're living alone or you're living a real boring life, that's a lot of tendency because I know when it's sticky outside, it's hard to muster up and go do things. But if you get dogs, adopt a friend. Don't go to a breeder. Go to the animal clinics and let the dog adopt you, and one will, and then that gives you a reason to get up and get out.
Or you can just hire a walker to come into your home and take your dog out.
Yeah. A judge has set a September sentencing date for Bill Cosby. It's September.
Bill Cosby?
Bill Cosby.
What did he do?
It's set for the 24th and 25th of September if you're marking your calendar. If he lives that long.
I'm not marking my calendar.
What do you predict he'll get?
I predict he'll get either a jail sentence or something short of that.
I think it'll be a short jail sentence and home monitoring after that for quite a while.
He'll have to carry a little drink tester around with him everywhere he goes.
Prince William and Kate's kids, Princess Charlotte and Prince George, will be part of the royal wedding on Saturday.
By the way, he should go to jail.
Well, I'm sure he'll get some time in there. But, what's he, 88?
I don't give a rat's
83?
Arse how old he is.
I understand. Needs a taste of jail to send a message. And
well, he needs to die in jail if that's the...
Think so?
I mean, if the jury... what do you do? All you can do is go with the jury findings. They're wrong sometimes, but...
If it doesn't show remorse, then I'd go it a little harder.
Remorse is irrelevant.
Former U.S. Open champion George Glover and his mother sustained minor injuries. Allegedly inflicted by his wife. She allegedly began yelling at him, calling him a loser, and cursing at him after his less than stellar third-round performance. Papa John's has started selling extra-large jugs of its signature garlic sauce. Each jug of garlic, Matt buys it by the gallon.
These would be the Stormy Daniels jugs.
They weigh 8 pounds and cost $20. And Ronda Rousey says she has now been married a year, and pregnancy could be in the near future.
Sometimes that happens.
The average person will do this. Today's a possible question. The average person will do this 7,163 times before they die. I know it's not used to potty. 7,163 times before they die.
Make a ham sandwich.
This is a hygiene thing. Make a ham sandwich.
Shave their armpits. I do that twice a day, so mine's probably going to be higher.
This is something you seldom.
Or perhaps I've said too much.
This is something you seldom do. Take a bath.
Jeez. A bath or a shower or both?
One and the same. I every day before I come to work, I take a bath or shower.
One of our good listeners is saying, what's his name is 80.
80, Bill Cosby. All right, it's coming up on 8 o'clock. Time for all your latest news, sports, and weather. And we shall return on the backside of that.
We still have that deep flow of tropical moisture upon the area today, plus with the heating of the day and with low pressure upon us, scattered showers and thunderstorms are more likely this afternoon. Some of that rainfall could be heavy, the high in the low to mid-80s. Tonight, mostly cloudy. Evening showers and thunderstorms are likely, and some of that rain could be heavy at times. The low in the upper 60s to low 70s. Friday is mostly cloudy, scattered showers and storms likely, and again, some of that rain could be heavy, the high in the low to mid-80s. I'm Mike Mays in the Weather Center.
97.3 FM and 990 AM. WPDB Southern Pines, Pinehurst, Aberdeen. And on the web at talk973.com.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. It has been 1 year since Special Counsel Robert Mueller launched the Russia investigation.
Since being appointed, Mueller has indicted 4 Trump advisors, including former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn and former campaign chairman Paul Manafort. Throughout the investigation, President Trump has said there was no collusion between his campaign and Russia, and he has denounced the probe as a witch hunt and a hoax.
That's White House correspondent Greg Clugston. Presidential lawyer Rudy Giuliani says time for Mueller to wrap up the investigation. He tells Fox News the Mueller team has nothing after getting more than 1 million documents and interviewing more than 24 witnesses. Another rainy day across parts of the East, already waterlogged and pounded by deadly severe storms this week. The ferocious storms unleashed tornadoes in parts of Connecticut and southeastern New York. As for the rain, forecasters expect that to persist right on into the weekend. Well, we now know for sure who will not be walking Meghan Markle down the island. The aisle, that is, come Saturday.
Meghan Markle says her father will now not be attending her wedding to Prince Harry on Saturday at Windsor Castle. In a Kensington Palace statement, she says she's always cared for her father and hoped he could be given the space he needs to focus on his health. In the statement, Markle thanks everyone who's offered generous messages of support. She adds, "Please know how much Harry and I look forward to sharing our special day with you on Saturday." Charles de Ledesma, London.
South Korea says it's pushing to reset high-level talks with North Korea and will communicate closely with Washington and Pyongyang, hoping to increase the chances of successful talks between President Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, although North Korea has threatened to call off the summit. On Wall Street this morning, Dow futures down 34 points, S&P futures off 5 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Have you ever thought you'd like to buy and sell houses but didn't know how or where to begin? Do you fear your job is in jeopardy, or is your business income reduction keeping you awake at night? We're in the best time in 25 years to make a fortune in real estate without using your money or credit. My name is Ron LeGrand, and I've taught 500,000 people to do just that and personally bought hundreds of houses myself. If you'll call 800-591-5320, 24 hours, and leave your information, I'll send to the first 500 callers my hot new CD, Foreclosure Fortunes, and my best-selling book to help you get started absolutely free. I'll show you how to build a 6-figure income part-time with no previous experience and no license, even if you're a busy professional. Call 800-591-5320, 24 hours, and get my new book and CD free. That's 800-591-5320. Take your life back and make this your best year ever. Call 800-591-5320 now.
The Ebola outbreak in Democratic Republic of Congo has spread from the countryside into a city, prompting fears a disease will be increasingly difficult to control.
The city of Bandaka is a major transportation hub, and so containing the Ebola outbreak is now a much greater challenge. The fact that the city of around 1 million people is located on the Congo River raises the prospect of Ebola spreading downstream to the capital Kinshasa, as well as to the neighbouring countries Congo-Brazzaville and the Central African Republic. The World Health Organization is trying to distribute an experimental vaccine, which has been effective in trials, but it needs to be stored at extremely low temperatures, which is a challenge in areas where the electricity supply is unreliable.
The BBC's Will Ross. China says it does not want to see increased trade tensions with the U.S. as the two countries hold talks in Washington this week. It says it is prepared for any outcome and will defend its own interests. News and analysis at townhall.com. An annual government tally finds the birth rate in the U.S. last year dropped by 92,000 compared to the year before.
The report from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention also found in 2017 the rate of births to women ages 15 to 44 sank to a record low of about 60 per 1,000. The only group that saw higher birth rates last year was women in their early 40s. The rate of cesarean sections rose by a tiny amount after having decreased for the past several years. Studies show that C-sections are more common in first-time births involving older moms.
Correspondent Jackie Quinn. The European Union is calling for an end to President Trump's threats to slap tariffs on EU steel exports. The new deadline looms for the duties to come into effect. Again on Wall Street, S&P futures down 6 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Well, here we go again. Another election. This one's for keeps. This time your vote will decide who will be our next sheriff. Hello, I'm John Zumwalt. I'm backing Steve Adams for sheriff of Moore County. We have 3 good men running in the general election. One thing makes Steve Adams stand out. Steve has new ideas. He brings something to the office that we need more of, a business person's way of looking at things. As you begin to hear these announcements between now and Election Day, please don't block them out. Obviously, we need good, strong, honest law enforcement from our sheriff. We also need, and it's the same thing we need throughout government, ways to save money. Steve Adams has some good, solid plans to do just that. Now, there will be talk that Steve Adams is not a cop, and he's not. Most people who administer hospitals are not doctors, and the heads of the FBI are not FBI agents, and this goes on. Steve will have the best people he can find to run that end of the office. That'll leave him free to take care of you by listening to you and by being a good steward with your tax money while saving you millions, yes, millions of dollars. So I hope you'll keep an open mind. That's all I ask of any voter. Listen, and in fact, give him a call. Talk to him. I think you'll like what you hear. And you might even end up like me, supporting Steve Adams for sheriff.
Find out about Steve's plan at adamsforsheriff.com. That's adamsforsheriff.com. Paid for by Adams for Sheriff.
The Honda Memorial Day sales event is going on now at Leith Honda Aberdeen. To celebrate, Leith Honda Aberdeen has these great sign and drive specials. Lease a new 2018 Honda Accord LX for just $299 a month, or lease a 2018 Honda CR-V LX two-wheel drive for $299 a month, or lease a 2018 Honda Pilot EXL two-wheel drive for $399 a month, all with zero due at signing. Leith Honda Aberdeen. Easy to get to, easy to deal with. 36-month lease with approved credit. Offer expires 5/31/18.
Great news at Leith Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Aberdeen. The Jeep Celebration event is going on now, where Leith makes it easy for you. Lease a new 2018 Jeep Wrangler JK Sport for $299 a month. Or lease a new 2018 Ram 1500 Express Quad Cab 4x2 for $299 a month. Both with zero due at signing. Just sign and drive. Leith Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Aberdeen. Easy to get to and easy to deal with. 36-month lease with approved credit. Offer expires 5/31/18.
What keeps your house toasty warm, cooks your food and heats your water, and gives you a great excuse to hang out in front of your fireplace? Propane gas brought to you by McNeil Oil and Propane of Aberdeen. McNeil Oil and Propane can handle all of your propane or heating oil needs. Call them at 944-2329 and have them come out to fill your own tank, or they can provide you with a new one. When you need propane or heating oil, call McNeil Oil and Propane today at 944-2329. That's 944-2329.
Hurricanes, tornadoes, and fire. These are serious situations that we plan in advance for.
The volatility of the market can be just as devastating. When a market correction happens, there are strategies you can employ to bounce back. Call Coach Pete today and we'll help you develop your very own emergency market disaster plan. 800-661-7383, 800-661-7383, or text COACH to 21,000.
It's 1948. The Pinehurst Resort is closed for the summer, and J. Ellis Fields, along with his children, opened Fields Plumbing and Heating. It's blazing hot, and you could hardly walk on the sandy streets. But Mr. Fields is a pioneer in the development of air conditioning, and Moore County residents take comfort. That's almost 70 years ago, and Fields Plumbing and Heating continues to offer fast and dependable air conditioning service to its customers. No job is too big or too small. Call Fields Plumbing and Heating at 910-949-3232.
NCN News. I'm Mike Riley. Crowds of teachers dressed in red for Ed were at the Legislative Building after a day-long protest for teacher pay and school funding in the March for Students in Raleigh. Governor Roy Cooper addressed the crowd lauding longtime teachers.
The veteran teachers have been left out by this legislature. But we know veteran teachers are critical for the success of our schools.
State Representative Chris Malone, a Wake County Republican, tells ABC 11 spending can only go so far.
I don't disagree with him. We do need to go higher, but so are we willing to do that. But you have to have fiscal responsibility as you move along, as you continue incrementally doing better. And that is the intent for us, that we do this while we're at the same time being fiscally responsible and preparing for the next recession.
President Trump is acknowledging for the first time that he reimbursed his lawyer, Michael Cohen, for a $130,000 payment to adult film star Stephanie Clifford, also known as Stormy Daniels. CBS News Washington correspondent Paula Reed is at the White House this morning.
Both Mueller and the Justice Department have said that they don't believe they have the authority to indict a sitting president. What they do have the authority to do, though, is refer any evidence of criminal wrongdoing to Congress for possible impeachment proceedings.
The Senate passed a Democratic-sponsored net neutrality legislation, 52 yeas to 47 nays. Democrats are urging House members to do the same thing. However, with the Republicans having a majority in the House, the vote is not expected to pass. Minority Leader Chuck Schumer in the Senate says with their votes, Republicans can run, but they can no longer hide.
Senate Republicans, with the noble exceptions of Senators Collins, Murkowski, and Kennedy, voted on behalf of the special interests.
And a Whiteville City school teacher was killed yesterday in a traffic accident. You're listening to NCN News.
Sometimes the simplest things can make the biggest difference. An extra pair of hands, a smile, or a shoulder. At North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, we feel the same about home and auto coverage, affordable rates, trusted service, and local agents. After all, making one simple difference in your life helps you make a big difference in another's. Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
First place in election reporting, first place in editorials, another honor for news enterprise reporting. Carolina Journal earned all 3 awards from the North Carolina Press Association. When Carolina Journal watches government, people pay attention. Available each month as a free newspaper, every day online at carolinajournal.com. Carolina Journal, your #1 source for government news that affects you. Visit carolinajournal.com today.
House Speaker Paul Ryan has called all members of Congress to a late afternoon briefing on election security. CBS News correspondent Peter King has more.
They'll hear from Homeland Security Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen and FBI Director Christopher Wray in an unclassified closed-door hearing. Members of Congress only. Nielsen and Wray are expected to address current threats to the U.S. election system and what's being done at the federal and state level. Many see this as a Republican effort to answer Democratic charges that the GOP hasn't done enough to counter election threats, specifically from Russia. Peter King, CBS News.
Heavy rains caused several roads and at least one park in Henderson County to close on Wednesday, and by late Wednesday afternoon, thousands of people were without power. More rain is coming today. 2 highway patrol troopers and a Wake County deputy were indicted this week in last month's beating of a Raleigh man. Wake County deputy Cameron Broadwell, Trooper Tabitha Davis, and Trooper Michael Blake are accused of assaulting Kyron Hinton April 3rd. Hinton talked with the media about the lasting effects of the beating.
I have a lot of memory loss. Been living here for all my life. I can't even remember some streets sometimes. I'm feeling better, but I have some long-term injuries that have not been sustained.
The royal wedding between Britain's Prince Harry and American actress Meghan Markle is just 2 days away. CBS News correspondent Steve Futterman.
The streets here in Windsor are jammed with thousands and thousands of people as the rehearsals are taking place here today. We've already seen a military band march by. The big thing that everyone wants to watch is the horse-drawn carriage do its rehearsal. That's the carriage that Meghan and Harry will ride in after they are married on Saturday. Steve Futterman, CBS News, Windsor.
Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
We're starting the day with a lot of clouds and the potential for some showers, but I think we'll see more activity later today and into the evening as the heating of the day kicks in, creating those scattered showers and storms. Now, since there's so much moisture in the atmosphere, we could easily see some heavy rain with the thunderstorms that form later on, the high in the low to mid 80s. Tonight, evening showers and storms, the low in the upper 60s to low 70s. We do it all again tomorrow. Scattered showers and storms for your Friday, the high in the low to mid 80s. I'm Mike Mays in the Weather Center.
Right now here in the Sand Hills, it's a little bit of sunshine, mostly clouds, 70 degrees, humidity 97%, dew point 69, pressure 2997, winds south at 5, visibility is at 10 statute miles. It's 8:14 on this Thursday. Let's take a look at your Sand Hills news for this morning. The town of Southern Pines announced that the main finished water pump failure that was responsible for water conservation measures being implemented on the 11th has been repaired. The water system is back to operating at full capacity, and customers are welcome to return to normal usage and activity. The Roseland Road Bridge that crosses Deep Creek west of Aberdeen is scheduled to be closed this coming Monday, the 21st. The detour will route traffic onto Hoffman and Rose Ridge Road. The contract crew will replace the 50-style bridge that has become functionally obsolete for modern traffic and requires expensive maintenance. The new bridge is scheduled to open in September. It's one of two bridges in Moore County being replaced by Dillinger Incorporated of Monroe under the $1.2 million contract. The other bridge off on Jackson Springs Road opened this month. And also on the 15th, deputies arrested Thomas Cordell Chavis Jr., 65, of Pine Bluff. Chavis was charged with one count of felony breaking and entering, one count of larceny, also possession of stolen goods, placed in the detention center under a $10,000 secured bond. And a West End mobile home heavily damaged in fire yesterday. The fire was reported at 12:40 in the afternoon in the 100 block of Hayes Drive. No one inside the building, which appeared to be in the middle of renovation, was hurt, and when first responders arrived, a group of residents watched firefighters contain the blaze and use saws to cut through the building's metal roof in order to reach hot spots. That's your latest Sand Hills news this morning, but hang on, here comes your latest in sports right here on Talk 97.3 FM and 990 AM WEEB. It is 8:17.
NCN Sports, I'm Josh Zach. The NBA's Western Conference Finals are knotted at a game each after the Rockets blew out the defending champion Golden State Warriors last night, 127-105 in Houston. James Harden put up a double-double for the Rockets with 27 points and 10 rebounds. He says they turned up the intensity on defense.
If we were at first game, we were at a 70. Tonight, we were at a 95. We were pretty aggressive defensively, and that allowed us to get out in transition. So if we be comfortable and sit back and allow them to get to their spots and run around freely, then they're just going to pick us apart.
Kevin Durant did pick them apart. He had the 38-point night in the loss, followed up on his 37-point performance in Game 1. The defensive difference, though, was obvious as Steph Curry and Klay Thompson were held to a combined 24 points. The series, now tied at a game apiece, moves to Oakland for Game 3 on Sunday. On the ice, the Las Vegas Golden Knights skated to a 4-2 victory over the Winnipeg Jets and take a 2-1 lead in the NHL's Western Conference Final. Jets forward Blake Wheeler had 2 assists in the loss. He said they paid the price for a slow start.
We got off to a slow start, and you just can't allow yourself to get off to slow starts, and getting down by 2 goals is clearly tough.
Vegas, which started the postseason at 8-2 through its first 10 playoff games, that is an NHL history best through any one franchise in the first 10 games of the postseason. And they're an expansion team, and they're now just 2 wins away from reaching the Stanley Cup final. Golden Knights goalie Marc-Andre Fleury.
Like anybody else in the room, I don't think anybody saw us here right now, and it's been, a long season. It's been a lot of fun to be part of it. I'm really proud to be part of this team and the way that these guys have been working, consistently all season long, and we deserve to be here, and hopefully we can keep going here.
Yeah, Game 4 is Friday night in Sin City. This is NCN Sports.
It took forever to get the car I really wanted. Now that I got it,
I'm doing everything to keep it looking even better than the day I bought it, from the dashboard to the tires. That's why I use 303 Automotive Premium Protectants and Cleaners to keep my baby looking like a show car now and down the road. For my dream car, it's TLC with 303.
Available at most auto parts retailers or visit 303radio.com.
Can you remember the last time you had a great night's sleep? How you felt the next morning? More energized, more alive. Feel the difference of deeper sleep daily with the new Tomorrow mattress. Designed by the world's leading sleep experts at Serta Simmons Bedding and delivered right to your door. Visit tomorrowsleep.com and use promo code SAVE for $125 off through this Friday only. Transform your tomorrow.
The Boston Red Sox avoided their first series sweep of the season by beating the Oakland Athletics 6-4 yesterday. The win also prevented Boston from matching its season-high losing streak of 3 games. Trevor Bauer struck out 10 through 8 sparkling innings, and the Cleveland Indians beat the Tigers 6-0 yesterday, and they avoided a 3-game sweep in Detroit. Bauer retired his first 12 hitters, and Michael Brantley hit his 6th home run of the season. Duke has reinstated specialist Austin Parker to the football team this coming 5 months after he was kicked off the squad. He was dismissed from the team before the Quick Lane Bowl in December after he was suspended from school for violating unspecified university academic policies. He was readmitted to Duke and began summer school on Wednesday. Coach David Cutcliffe says the kicker-punter regained the trust of the coaching staff. Josh Zach, NCN Sports.
The Honda Memorial Day sales event is going on now at Leith Honda Aberdeen. To celebrate, Leith Honda Aberdeen has these great sign and drive specials. Lease a new 2018 Honda Accord LX for just $299 a month, or lease a 2018 Honda CR-V LX two-wheel drive for $299 a month, or lease a 2018 Honda Pilot EXL two-wheel drive for $399 a month, all with zero due at signing. Leith Honda Aberdeen. Easy to get to, easy to deal with. 36-month lease with approved credit. Offer expires 5/31/18.
Great news at Leith Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Aberdeen. The Jeep Celebration event is going on now, where Leith makes it easy for you. Lease a new 2018 Jeep Wrangler JK Sport for $299 a month. Or lease a new 2018 Ram 1500 Express Quad Cab 4x2 for $299 a month. Both with zero due at signing. Just sign and drive. Leith Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Aberdeen. Easy to get to and easy to deal with. 36-month lease with approved credit. Offer expires 5/31/18.
From the WEEB Community Calendar.
Hello, Republicans. We voted in the primary last week and selected our candidates for the North Carolina House, North Carolina Senate, Moore County Sheriff, and the Moore County Commission. Those Republican candidates in the general election want to meet you. They will be at the Timmel Pavilion at the Village Arboretum on Pinehurst Greenway, just behind the Village Hall. The meet and greet will be this Saturday, May 19th, from noon to 3 p.m. Your candidates look forward to talking with you.
Hey, it's Keith again from Sweet Dreams Mattresses and More in Southern Pines. Just reminding you, we do more than just mattresses, and right now save big with the purchase of a luxurious Fjords chair or recliner. I got a great deal on a limited supply of showroom models from Market, and I am passing the savings on to you with up to 60% off. I even have a few models I have duplicates of, and will even provide free white glove delivery by our Dream Team, who will remove your old recliner and give it to a family in need. So hurry in today to a locally owned Sweet Dreams Mattresses and More across the street from Goodwill in Southern Pines. Better sleep, sweeter dreams.
This is Kim Hand, PGA Life member, TrackMan owner, and the voice of Golf Augusta. Do you want to know how to get more distance? Stay tuned and I will tell you.
Since 1996, Golf Augusta has been fitting, coaching, and outfitting golfers by providing superior customer service. The shoe department has over 1,000 pairs of shoes. Need new grips? No problem. We install grips while you wait. Mizuno, Callaway, TaylorMade, Titleist, Cleveland, FootJoy, Skechers, Adidas, Under Armour, and Puma brands are prominently displayed. Have more fun, play better golf. Golf Augusta on Highway 1 in Southern Pines.
To maximize ball speed, you must improve center contact. A 92-mile-per-hour driver with off-center strike will carry 196 yards. Conversely, a 88-mile-per-hour club speed with center contact flies 204 yards. Get some face tape or spray foot powder on the face of your clubs to see exactly where you're making impact. May the center strike be with you. Stay tuned for more golf tips, and please visit Golf Augusta for your golfing needs.
Jared Kirk and Amy McBride of the First Casualty Insurance Group in Southern Pines talk about the benefits of being an FCIG customer.
Our agency has been in business since 1984. We are an independent agency, which means that we have numerous carriers. Having multiple carriers benefits our customers because it offers them more options for their coverage and price.
One of the most asked questions we get from our clients is how much do they need to insure their home for? Many clients think they should insure their home based on tax value or what they could sell their home for. Neither is correct.
Insurance carriers want to insure your home for the replacement value. Replacement value is what it would take to rebuild your home back to its current state in the event of a complete loss.
First Casualty Insurance Group of Southern Pines. Call them today at 910-692-8303 or find them on the web at fcignc.com.
It's 1948. The Pinehurst Resort is closed for the summer, and J. Ellis Fields, along with his children, opened Fields Plumbing and Heating. It's blazing hot, and you could hardly walk on the sandy streets. But Mr. Fields is a pioneer in the development of air conditioning, and Moore County residents take comfort. That's almost 70 years ago, and Fields Plumbing and Heating continues to offer fast and dependable air conditioning service to its customers. No job is too big or too small. Call Fields Plumbing and Heating at 910-949-3232.
Hi, this is Chef Karen at Philly and Colts. I'm so sorry you didn't get to the beach this weekend, but here's the next best thing. Friday Seafood Night is back at Philly and Colts. Come by for a fish sandwich or a full-blown plate of Calabash-style fresh seafood. Join us out on the patio. Relax. Enjoy a cocktail. Do I hear waves? Seagulls? Philly and Colts at Little River Golf and Resort, 692-4411.
Hello, I'm John Zumwalt, and you're in the Zumwalt Zone. My daughter Casey and I went to see one of the Planet of the Apes movies a year or so ago. Now, I've been watching these things since 1968, so I like them. In this particular one, there was a scene in which one of the characters found an iPad, been off for 10 years. He picked it up, turned it on, and it worked fine. After we got out of the movie, Casey asked me what I thought. I told her it was stupid to think that an iPad battery could last for 10 years and still work perfectly. She said, so the talking monkeys didn't bother you. You know what happened there? I've gotten so used to the idea of these guys talking in Planet of the Apes series that I didn't even think about it anymore. Can you guess what that reminds me of? It reminds me of this fact. Doggone politicians lie so much that we don't even particularly care. Oh, we laugh and we'll say something like, those guys, they have no shame. Just once I'd like to see a politician blah, 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 blah. But then we vote for them. When I see a talking monkey on the big screen, I can live with it. But when I see a lying dog in person, I'm not buying it. And what's even worse, these guys have trainers. The trainers tell them when to roll over, when to fetch, and when to speak. And not only that, but what to say when they speak. I reckon we'll just have to keep on putting up with it till you get just as sick of it as I am in the Zumwalt Zone.
We still have that deep flow of tropical moisture upon the area today, plus with the heating of the day and with low pressure upon us, scattered showers and thunderstorms are more likely this afternoon. Some of that rainfall could be heavy, the high in the low to mid 80s. Tonight, mostly cloudy. Evening showers and thunderstorms are likely, and some of that rain could be heavy at times. The low in the upper 60s to low 70s. Friday is mostly cloudy, scattered showers and storms likely, and again, some of that rain could be heavy, the high in the low to mid 80s. I'm Mike Mays in the Weather Center.
And now, the Sandhills number one morning show. Mornings with the LeaderMan. Here on Talk 97.3 FM and 990 AM WEB. And heard and seen around the world at talk973.com.
The best part of waking up is waking up with us.
Well, I've got good news and I've got bad news.
What's the good news? It's Thursday.
So what's the bad news? It's Thursday.
Christ. This show is not high on my list of priorities.
It's not exactly the breakfast of champions. I hate this show. They have no chemistry at all.
It's hurtful and untrue. No wonder you hate this show. You're everything we make fun of. Remember, the show is free. Let's do a show.
Hand me down a walking cane. Hand me down my hat. Hurry now and don't be late, 'cause we ain't got time to chat. You and me, we're going out to catch the latest sounds. Guaranteed to blow your mind so high you won't come down. Hey, y'all, prepare yourself for the rubber band.
Good morning, Talk 97.3 FM, 990 AM, WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sand Hills. It is Mornings with the LeaderMan. I am not the one wearing the gay shorts this morning. I'm Steve Leader Adams.
And I'm Matt Horsey. I'm not wearing gay shorts either.
Yeah.
I'm LeaderMan's merry sidekick. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Matt seems to think that people want to see his ugly legs.
Well, Steve, you know what?
Thank goodness the desk is blocking them.
The dripping envy is just pitiful. The text line number is 910-690-0116. 910-690-0116. I'll have you know I won the Mr. Kentucky Fried Chicken contest with these legs.
You know, I don't get it. Why do people walk around and expose ugly stuff? I mean, do I really want to see your ugly, hairy legs? No. Do I expose mine to you? No. I don't get it. But you see it all over the place.
Well, I'll let you in on a secret. I'm not wearing shorts for your entertainment.
Yeah, maybe women like to see a perfect hairy leg.
Maybe it's just hot and humid.
You know, if the guy's young and virile and all that good stuff. But other than that, close it. I like the PGA rules. No, I mean the caddies will walk around with shorts on, but the golfers have to look like something.
Yeah,
and dress appropriately. Just saying. Anyway. Welcome into Thursday edition of Mornings with the LeaderMan. Don't forget, of course, we are being heard and seen around the world on our live video stream. That's available to you. The video is at talk973.com. Top middle of the page is the link that you need to get there. If you're on a mobile device, YouTube app will do it. Put Mornings with the LeaderMan in there. LeaderMan, all one word. If you just need our audio, it's available to you on the website at talk973.com, top right-hand corner of every page. The icon says Listen Live. Tap that one time and you're listening. And if you're on a mobile device, tune in, iTunes, many other platforms will play us. In those searches, you put WEEB, the radio station, into that, and we'll pop up at the top of your search. Weather for us today here in the Sand Hills area, going to be nice and chippy, sweaty. See your hairy legs and also drip sweat all over everything. Mostly cloudy, showers likely, high of 81 tonight, more of the same, 71. Hey, it's the same forecast all the way through Sunday. Cloudy and showers. High in low to lower 80s. Right now around the Sand Hills, and at night will be around 70. Right now around the Sand Hills, winds are south at 5, visibility 10 statute miles. Pressure's 29.97, dew point 69, humidity 97. We got a peak of the sun out there and 70 degrees here at Talk 97.3 FM and 990 AM WEEB. Now, this is the time, this is the week or weeks where we'll be longing to feel like we can dry off outside. Because it'll just be, you walk outside and you feel the moisture just wrap around you.
I've got a text from somebody who's saying they wish you would wear shorts instead of whining about the humidity. Oh, wait, no, wait. That was just me.
Yeah. Another Reader Digest joke. All right. 8:33 past the hour. That's enough for you, the spinners this morning. Let's see. What to do.
Thanks, gentlemen. Come back again later.
What are you talking about?
The spinners. They're heading out the door there.
Well, let's go ahead and do our rim shots first. No, I want to talk about this. Matt's been watching me for a few months lose weight.
Gradually disappearing.
And I have been disappearing. You know, hit a milestone, 50 pounds. And finally, diet I can work with, and it's all natural, no chemicals, no artificials, but it's all mixes together to get it right. For example, one of the things you drink is water, but not just any water. alkaline water in this to bring up your pH because it helps flush out the fat, along with other things that you take. You do substitute out one meal with a protein drink that they supply you with. But I'm talking about Right Chiropractic. She's got this weight loss regimen that I wanted to do. I think you got to be in the mindset to do it also. I was in the mindset that, your pants are starting getting too tight and you keep losing the weight over and over again. People like me, we've lost 500 pounds. Other people have different genetic makeups that they can eat whatever they want and they never gain a pound.
That stopped for me when I was 33.
But at some point, you got to be responsible and get yourself back into reasonably healthy shape. And my blood pressure has been dropping throughout this whole thing. The first month on this program, I dropped 25 pounds. So that was a big motivator right then. Man, I was going, wow, 3 months, I'll be done with this. You don't lose 25 the second month, but it starts to come off on a more gradual, steady pace, and that's what you really want. Because if you do 25 a month, you'll boomerang it back. But if you're losing the 1 to 2, 3 pounds a week afterwards, it comes off and stays off.
Yeah, as long as you just don't go back to your old patterns of shoving huge quantities of food into your face.
Right, or the wrong kinds of foods. And you get to the point...
grilled salmon is good.
Grilled salmon is very good. You get to the point where you learn what to eat, what not to eat, or what to eat in moderation. And it's not it takes about a week to get used to this diet because you're going to consume a lot of water, about a gallon a day. And you think, oh my goodness, I'll be peeing all day. But that stops, believe it or not. Not the consumption of the water, but the rushing to the bathroom because your body adjusts. And it's saturated so it can then flush the fat from you.
And I can attest to that. You used to make 1 or 2 trips per show back there to the little broadcaster's room. And you frequently never go back there during the show now.
Well, none to one. And the same with night. I thought I'd be up all night because I've already had an issue with waking up. I'm pouring me water as we speak.
We hear the visual effects. That is actual water being poured. That is not.
That's my
theater of the mind.
8%. That's my 8.8 pH water going into my jug.
Let me try that.
No, this is my.
Are you a germaphobe?
From you, yeah. But you drink a lot of water, but you eat regular meats, regular vegetables, The starches, the carbs are limited. I'll tell you that up front. So you got to, but it takes a little time to change your lifestyle. But eventually you get used to it, and then you prefer it.
Can you still put the chopped almonds on your hot fudge sundae? That's what I want to know.
I eat raw almonds. Now, one mistake I made was I said, "Hey, 25 pounds. I just skip this little lunch because by then, after a month, I was used to." A more reasonable diet. And I said, I'll just skip lunch or just drink another protein shake. Well, I didn't consume enough calories and I leveled off. I wasn't losing any weight. And I asked her, I said, what the heck's going on? I said, lose 25 and now I can't lose any and I'm eating less. But I had put my body into starvation mode. And she said, you got to eat more in order to lose weight. You ever heard that in a diet?
Yes.
Eat more food so you lose weight. Because you got to take in enough calories so your body doesn't feel like it's starving. That's where the little mini snacks come in, the raw almonds, and they baked pistachios. So, anyway, if you want to get a hold of this diet and lose the weight, check out Right Chiropractic. They're there in Seven Lakes. You can go on Google and type in Right, that's with a W, chiropractic. And it'll pop up Right Chiropractic 7 Lakes, and that's what you do. The actual website is rightchiroclinic.com. But like I said, you can Google. It's Dr. Sharon Wright. And they're right there on 211. It takes me from the station 15 minutes to get there, so it's not a terrible drive out there. And she spends all the time you need with her. And she can explain it. It won't cost you a penny to find out about it. And if you want to do it, you do it. But if you do it, stick with it. And you get the results. I did. That's why I haven't talked about it. And, I'm down 51 and still doing it. And it's not that hard to do it. And do I ever cheat? Seldom, but once in a while, I'll cheat. But in moderation. I mean, I don't eat pizza. But if I'm at a ball game, calling the game, we get free pizza, I'll have a slice.
Didn't we just hear that pizza can make you smarter or make you live longer or make certain parts of your body bigger? Or, I don't remember what we heard.
Yeah, you don't have to deny yourself anything. Just do it in moderation. For snacks, I'll eat the Atkins candy bars, low carbs. Tastes good. 100 calories. So it's pretty good stuff. Check it out. Right Chiropractic there in Seven Lakes. And tell them you want the Steve Leader Adams diet and let her talk to you about it and see what's right for you.
The new one, not the old one.
Well, the one that actually works.
The old one will just make you,
Yeah, I'm the walking testimonial for this thing. It really, really does work. All right, it's 8:41 past the hour. Let's do our rim shots this morning. All the major networks announced their fall schedules this week, and now that that's over, we can go back to watching our Netflix, of course. CBS announced their new fall schedule yesterday. Sadly, about half the regular viewers won't make it till then, so it doesn't matter. Movie screening of the Cannes Film Festival prompted more than 100 walkouts. Even more shocking, it didn't star Adam Sandler. Sounds like a good, crummy Adam Sandler movie to turn you off to movies forever. Pro golfer Lucas Glover says that he was assaulted by his wife. I told you he was next to Tiger Woods. Peace and denuclear, easy for me to say, peace and denuclearization talks between the U.S. and North Korea are in danger of being called off. But this is what happens when one country hears Laurel and the other hears Johnny, so tough being a diplomat. Amazon is going to start giving its Prime members a 10% discount at Whole Foods. Which means before you know it, you'll be able to go into a Whole Food, get a loaf of bread, and shockingly, it'll be as low as $58. Matt would laugh at these, but he's too busy playing on his phone.
$58. Whole Foods, I got it. It's expensive.
The menu for the royal wedding is being kept secret for now. Though it's assumed guests will have to choose a main course between bagel bites and Hot Pockets. 128-year-old Russian woman, can you imagine being 128?
She said that being that old is punishment.
She said she's completely unhappy and being alive is a punishment. But the body can last, they say, 130 years.
Who's the they, and that's what they say, Redman?
Scientists.
Oh, scientists.
Scientists say that the body
Scientists
technically can last that long if something doesn't go wrong.
Scientists in favor of the public. What's that group called?
I would say she's as old as dirt, but that's not entirely accurate. She's older than some dirt around, I'm sure. And that's your rim shots for today. All right, 8:43, 43 past the hour. I know what you want. You want to go chase the bad guys together.
I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog, too.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? When you were...
All right, my friends, it's time once again to become the man of men. Start across the floor like you own it after you draw in that big breath of air to let that big hairy chest stick out and strut the style of John Wayne the Duke. Open up your closet doors, look at all 30 of your Liberty safes. Today we're going to go to Liberty safe number 6. Full of good-looking semi-autos in here. And we'll let Matt stick his big old head in here and get one out.
Stick my watermelon head in the safe, and I come out with a Kimber Aegis 2 9mm. That is a handsome gun, isn't it, Steve?
It is. Like the wood grain look and everything else.
Yeah. That's actual wood.
It'll make you stick out amongst the men at the firing range.
Boy, that was a poor choice of words right there, but okay.
Only you would take it to the gutter. I didn't even think about that.
I know it.
You stopped.
I know, it just comes naturally to you.
No, I'm not thinking in the gutter. Like the once wearing shorts around here.
Methinks thou dost protest too much.
All right, we'll strap that on, grab 5 cans of super duper whoop asses today.
Now it's a strap on.
Pin on our badge.
Steve.
And head out the door in relentless pursuit of some stupid criminal news. Stupid criminal news number 1 this morning. Earlier this week, 28-year-old woman named Brittany Ann Cheney took a can of purple spray paint to a new park, NEW park, not nude, new park, and recently opened in Santa Rosa Beach, Florida, which is 70 miles east of Pensacola. And she caused $10,000 in damage by covering the place in love messages for her boyfriend.
Good Lord.
Her boyfriend's name is John, like we didn't know from all the spray paint. She spray painted stuff on the side of wooden docks that was just installed and some big rocks next to it, and on the side of a wall, and a giant column of a huge overhead bridge. But unfortunately for Brittany, the police were easily able to figure out who did it because she used John's full name in one of her messages.
No kidding.
It said, quote, "John Ryan Wilson, you stole my heart. I love it." Then one of the messages was signed Brittany Ann. I don't know who did that. Must have been one of the, somebody hates me. The police tracked her down, and she still had purple paint on her arms. No, I was over there trying to scrub it off. Somebody else did it. She's now facing felony charges for criminal mischief.
Good. Vandalism just rankles me.
Super criminal news number 2. This might be the most logical crime we've seen so far this year.
I'm wearing shorts so you can see my rankles.
A guy went to a grocery store in Burlington, Washington earlier this month, and the surveillance footage shows that he couldn't stop yawning. So what does a yawning thief do? He steals a bunch of Red Bull and nothing else. He filled up his cart with cases of Red Bull, worth about $250, and pushed it right out of the store. The police are still trying to track him down. He'll be the one awake running. And last but not least, this is not the politeness we're used to seeing from Canadians, especially at a Tom Hortons, which is supposed to be the holy ground to them.
What? Some big chain restaurant in Canada I've never been to. I need to talk to my Canadian cousins and ask them if they've been to a Tom Hortons.
Well, a woman went into a Tom Hortons in Langley, British Columbia on Monday night, and something set her off. We're not sure what the staff did exactly, but she did get mad. And she expressed her anger by dropping her pants right there and pooping on the floor.
Oh,
and then picking up the feces and throwing it at the staff.
Okay. Little mental illness going on there. Thanks for this story, Steve.
And then she used napkins all over the room to wipe her hands. The employees called the police. Then they arrested a woman in the parking lot. Prosecutors are still deciding on what charges. Well, I guess they'll have to call in a fire truck now and blast the place with super high-pressure hoses. They didn't get anywhere back close to sanitary.
Nah, but they can use Hibiclens or something. But the point is,
they can spray like they do a meat factory.
Sure, I mean
they go in there with
get hospital-grade disinfectant and take care of it.
Blast the place with high-pressure disinfectant all night.
Sounds to me
that's
like
your stupid criminal news for today.
Needs some psychiatric help.
Yeah. I don't have a picture on her.
Good.
I do have a video.
Yeah, okay.
Don't care to see it, though.
Thank you.
Matt's already queuing it up, looking on his phone.
Yes.
All right, 8:50, 50 past the hour. We're going to put Matt in his place in a moment. But first, everybody's favorite part of the program.
And now it's time for... Random.
Count it up.
1, 2, 3, 4.
There you go. Random facts for today. Maybe a spare if you're good. The roles in Brokeback Mountain were originally supposed to be Mark Wahlberg and Joaquin Phillips, but they were uncomfortable with the sex scenes, you think? So they both dropped out. There was a 54% jump in ukulele sales in 2013. The National Association of Music Merchants thinks it's because people wanted to play in quirky YouTube videos. Cheese is not one of the 27 ingredients listed on the side of a can of Cheese Whiz. All that chemicals you eat. You wonder why we have cancer.
But it's tasty.
Yes, anything that you enjoy is tasty, but bad. The UK had a ban on nunchucks in movies until 1999. They even cut the scene from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 Secret of the Ooze in 1991 that showed one of the turtles using a string of sausage like nunchucks. And the original piano was created by Bartolomeo Cristofori in Italy in the early 1700s. It had only 54 keys, not the 88 today by today's standards.
So prior to that, it was just the harpsichord, huh?
Part of that was just to make me
not
happy.
harpsichord, but what do you call the thing that?
The player piano?
No. It's like a piano, except it doesn't. You can't control the level of the key strike, the hammer strike. Not a harpsichord.
Do I care? No.
Oh my!
All right. Well, let's knock Matt into place. We got two things we'll do that with right quick. One is slogans off, and these are slogans that the big major corporations came up with and have spent millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars trying to drive into your head. Let's see how well they did it. And see how well Matt can remember them. All right, slogans off. Yo quiero blank.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
These are the old ones. What's up?
Bud Light.
No, regular Budweiser.
Oh, brother.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Life Alert.
It is Life Alert. And I want my blank. I said it wrong. I want my blank.
I want my MTV.
That's right. And it takes a licking and keeps on ticking. They didn't give me the answer, but I know the answer.
Timex.
All right, you know the old ones. Let's see if you know the new ones.
Yes, I won't.
Since then, there have been a gazillion more commercials added to TV. And I do mean a gazillion.
Which I watch regularly not.
Some stations can get as many as 150 commercials in 1 hour.
Holy moly.
10, 15, 20, 30, 40, and 60-second commercials. Empower the Drive.
Empower the Drive. That is Land Rover.
Infinity. Celebrating every generation.
That would be 21andMe.
Pepsi. Food as it should be.
Panera.
Panera's right. I would not have gotten that.
Don't take your gun in there, though. They'll call the cops.
The best almonds make the best almost milk.
Diamond Almonds.
Almond Breeze.
Whatever.
And Muddle No More.
Muddle No More. Bing.
Zyrtec. So there's your buzzer. All right, and
I got most of those right.
Let's do hole in the headline.
I think I only missed one.
Hole in the headline.
I can do hole in the headline.
Researchers discovered blank in Anne Frank's diary.
2 pages of teenage girl sexual musings.
Dirty jokes. Michigan woman loses job over...
No, it was more than that. I got it right.
All right.
Take that buzz back.
Michigan woman loses job over baking blank brownies.
X-Lax.
Amazon not thrilled with Seattle's new blank tax.
Internet.
I'll give you credit. Amazon tax. Same thing. All right. Gap destroys shirt with incorrect map of blank.
Gap destroys shirt with incorrect map. You got me?
Of China. And the shirt, yes, was made in China. Printing declared blank in 1917 sells for $157 million.
Authentic.
I'm sorry, painting declared blank.
Authentic.
Obscene.
Obscene.
Report says Trump ends most days with blank phone call.
With blank phone call?
It's to a person.
To his son.
Hannity. Sean Hannity.
Oh, I don't know if that's true or not, though.
Supreme Court says all states can now allow blank betting.
All states can now allow cotton betting.
No. Sports betting.
Oh, betting. Little pronunciation would be nice.
I say it the Southern way. Betting. I'll bet you can't do that. Betting.
He's an ignoramus!
Oh, our studio audience has it right.
California know-it-all over there. And I got a know-it-all quiz for you tomorrow. Miami High School under fire for caged blank at prom.
Caged tiger.
Random tweet from blank about UN baffles Twitterverse. Kanye West and brides everywhere say yes to the blank dress.
Sheer.
Low cut. All right, so it goes for this Thursday. Have yourself a great, safe day. We'll see you back for a TSIF. Thanks, Steve. It's Friday. Morning tomorrow, 7 to 9 for a morning edition of Mornings with the LeaderMan. Until then, be sure to support all the mom and pop businesses that you hear on our airways. Why? Because they're the backbone of our economy. Your money will stay here, roll over, and create jobs for all of us. And don't forget, millions of Americans, they have fought and they have died to give and protect the freedoms that you get to enjoy today, so live today worthy of their and their family's sacrifice. I'm Steve Leader Adams, and the LeaderMan and Nick and Colt the Dog will all see you at 2 o'clock this afternoon at the hot, steamy dog park.
And I'm Matt Horsey with a typical witticism from Dilbert creator Scott Adams. Informed decision-making comes from a long tradition of guessing and then blaming others for inadequate results. We will be back tomorrow at 7 o'clock for Mornings with the LeaderMan.
When I come back, you'd better be...